because you'll never ask or you never want to learn about a certain situation. And what I found with teamwork, I'm going to always like say two things. It's see the world as it is and not what you expect. And the other one is an African proverb is like, if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together. And the second one really reaches out to me was when I learned business, because I did so much trying to build like my personal training business, and like I can help this one person grow so much strength or build so much athletic ability. But when I helped that one person, it didn't really turn around and give me a lot back, even though I did help that person grow as an individual.
I mean, as a trainer, you didn't get fulfillment out of developing someone and making them better individual mentally and physically?
Well, maybe I said that wrong. It's more, so yeah, personally, I felt the fulfillment, but business-wise, I didn't see it grow as well. Mm-hmm. So in terms of me growing my business, I needed to kind of spread my attention to more people in order for me to be more successful financially.
All right.
And then how I turned that, I seeked out help. Whether I looked for mentors of other successful trainers in the area, like how do you manage so many clients at the same time be successful, like in terms of business and finance? Because one thing that I'm really good at tunnel vision and just sticking on something. So as you can see now, like I'm very sporadic and my mind is all over the place because I've learned the 80-20 principle of like 80% of success you'll do comes from 20% of the work. Mm-hmm. And just by starting something, you've opened a whole new avenue or road or lane to a whole, like you just open up your eyes. Because I would, like, as an Asian American as well, I would always get the jokes of like the small eyes type of thing. And I use it to my advantage. I never got made fun of, or I never felt made fun of because, yeah, I have small eyes, but I could focus on little ideas. Like I always twisted it to my advantage, like whether it was previous girlfriends or teachers or person of authority, they always tell me like, why are you such a smart ass? I'm like, I don't try to be. Like, I'm just smart. Like everything I did, every time I said like a comeback, it would always be in a way that made me look good. Okay. But again, it was making me look arrogant, but I was like, that's just my personality because I'm very optimistic. Mm-hmm. And I want to see what your take on that too is like you're very detail oriented as well, and I feel like that's almost like an Asian trait, to be honest. Okay. Generally, that's what I see. It's like what can you work on? What do you think is your next step that you want to work on in your business or your coaching? Stuff like that.
So I've done the coaching thing with the flag football teams, and then once I finished that up, I went into coaching high school football and little league. Yeah. Paid gigs for those. Okay. So I did that for a little while as well, and it was fun. It was fulfilling. To see the culture change within the high school, for example, or to even see small kids, like kindergarten age and elementary kids that I coached. Develop as individuals throughout the course of a season. Yeah. But now at this point, I think the next thing that I want to take a step forward in is, I think still coaching is still going to always be a part of something that I would like to do and contribute and bring value to others. But I want to find ways to, do it, whether it's, I'm still trying to figure out what I exactly want to do, whether it's, I know that I always want to coach teams. Yeah. But I want to build a community where, where players are actually experiencing growth, throughout the process.
So speaking on the two like little quotes that I had, could you tell me a story about how important it is to learn teamwork and at the same time learning your own self-awareness as an athlete slash person or like personal growth that you kind of help develop?
So a story about teamwork and how
you taught football and how a certain individual like grew due to football, teamwork, and so forth.
I see. Yeah, so I think one value that I always try to instill in players that I've coached is I have something called a football philosophy, and it's just three things. So I call it football, family, and fun.
Okay.
Right. So I try to instill those things in the teams that I coach because I think those are the three most important aspects in any successful team.
Okay.
And when individuals contribute to those values within the team, they pick up those values themselves.
Right.
Like you said, a lot of players can come in and people always ask, when they join a team, what can I get out of this team?
Right.
Can I be a starting wide receiver? Can I, how many touchdowns can I score? Or can
how
I play
much
quarterback?
attention can I get?
Yeah, even possibly that. They want to contribute to the team, but they also want to see what they can get out of it, individually, and that makes sense. We all want to get something out of something when we're joining and putting our time and effort into it.
Right.
But in terms of the value of family, football, and fun, how that comes into play is, I call our teams family. When we always do the breakdown, we do 1, 2, 3 breakdown. We typically say family.
Okay.
Because I really want to instill the value of family within the players.
Yeah.
And what family means is togetherness, unity. All those cliche terms that you always talk about.
Okay.
Well, for teams. But the truth is, people need to let go of their egos and stop thinking about themselves so much and how they can contribute to the team and what they can offer the team rather than what they can get from the team.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So when you're a family, it doesn't necessarily mean you love everybody on the team. You could dislike someone and still be family.
Right. Yeah. No, I understand that completely. Business too. Like, I mean, I may not like you right now and how you edit my videos, but I mean, you do work for me. I'm like, oh,
right.
All right. We have that synergy of like, we understand work is work and personal lives are kind of separate.
Yeah. So, I think family is just accepting and loving each other unconditionally.
Yeah.
Regardless of our differences and our races or ethnicities or, whatever. And to achieve that common goal, to put in the work to achieve that common goal, which is to win games, to win championships, and to do what is needed on your part to contribute to the bigger picture, which is the team success.
Yeah, like speaking on championships, you've gotten the Montgomery College team and the University of Maryland team 2 championships, multiple championships, due to this philosophy. Can you talk on that?
Yeah, so I mean, when I coached both teams simultaneously, so the Filipino club men's team at Montgomery College and then the Vietnamese Student Association women's team at University of Maryland, I coached both teams at the same time, and we were in my, I think, 4 years of coaching. We were able to win 2 championships in 2 different years. So for both teams at the same time in 2011, and then again in 2013. So 4 total championships amongst both teams. So 2 for women's, 2 for men's, and then after I moved on to high school, there's other people that took over those teams, and the success continued.
Yeah.
So it was like a ripple effect.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, that speaks volumes of just you creating an infrastructure of a philosophy in an organization, and it kind of lived a legacy after you left. And I really want to highlight that, and like I admire that, and I think that's really dope. And I was going to see like what's your next step to growing that, because like you have a certain power in the way that you speak and how you almost like empathize with other people that needs to be shared more, if that makes sense, or if you also believe that.
So your question is, how would I continue to do that?
Oh, well, it wasn't really a question, but it's more like, my question was, what are you going to do next? But it's like, you have a certain skill working with certain individuals to make them drop that ego. And I feel like that's the positivity of negativity, if that makes sense. Because a lot of people see ego and they kind of see it as highlighting themselves, but you're kind of changing it to make it so not just be better by yourself, but be better for others. Like, do something greater than yourself. That's something that's always resonating in back of my head too.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things about joining a team or an organization or a business or doing things for with a collective group of people. It's about contributing to something greater than yourselves. And if you could find a way to see it that way, then I think you'll have a greater purpose, and and you'll be able to see value not only that you bring to the company, but for yourself at the end of it. Because whatever that purpose may be, as long as you're doing something positive and giving someone, giving something to someone that they can't repay you. Yeah. So like for me as a coach, and it's that term you always hear online. I think they say, it's like, if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, and if you teach a man a fish, if you teach him how to fish, he can eat for a lifetime. Yeah. So I think that's almost how I see like coaching. I'm coaching people because I know and I have experience in the sport. And it's not like they can give me anything in return, really. It's the only thing they can really give me is
championships.
Give me
some clout.
The only thing they can really give me is their time and energy and contributing to the team. Right. And that's a big part of a coach. To change that mindset for individuals when they come on the team and how they can contribute to something greater than themselves.
And you truly get that true fulfillment as an individual, just saying that you help others. I think that's the biggest way to feel fulfilled. Like it's never going to be money, never going to be material things.
Mm-hmm. Or contribution.
Yeah. Contribution. You actually put something in the world that you don't have to put effort in, like for yourself, or you don't get like immediate. Like another thing I also believe in is delayed gratification needs to be spread. Okay. And because like everything nowadays,
what do you mean by delayed gratification?
So like,
for at least the way that you define it.
Yeah. So like social media, like when people post up a certain story post, they want to see the likes, they want to see the followers grow. But for me, it's like I don't really care as long as I affect a certain individual. I remember in 2015 is almost the time where I got really rocky in my previous relationship. And I kind of just started unleashing, like I put all my things that were putting me down on social media. Like I kind of put it all on like posts. And within 6 to 12 months, I got a lot of DMs coming back to me saying like, yo, I was feeling down during some time, but after watching your post for a long time, it made me like, I forgot the exact words, but it's almost like he was thinking about offing himself, but then
what do you mean offing himself?
Like killing himself?
Oh wow, okay.
And then he was like, "Yeah, your post really helped me go through some hard times." But I was just like, I didn't mean for those posts to do that. I was just letting out my own demons, and that was my most humblest moment ever, when I got DMs like that, and I was just like, I appreciate you, like I appreciate you sharing that with me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people they connect with. If you
adversity,
show yourself vulnerable.
Yeah.
You open up and you show your vulnerable side. A lot of people can connect with it more than you think. Yeah. Because everyone has their own story. Everyone has their own setbacks and downfalls and things that they struggle with. Right. But then when you put it out there into the world, people read it and they're like, oh, wow, I felt that same way. So, they'll reach out to you, because they could relate to that.
I was going to ask you, do you ever get any of those stories like you kind of changed their life through football?
Stories.
No.
I do from time to time. And actually, when I think about it...
See, like, it kind of like goes over your head when it happens, like, oh, like you kind of just shocked.
Yeah. So actually, there was one player, and I didn't realize, how powerful, like, just coaching or having a team or being a part of something special or greater than yourself, like football, can make a difference until... one of my players, it was a girl on the team, she said that, and I'm not sure if this was during the season or maybe after it, but or maybe towards the latter part of her career or her time playing, on our teams for several years, she shared with me that football helped save her life. And I was like, well, what do you mean football saved your life? It's just football. It's just, a sport. And I always try to just keep it simple too, because that's my other part of my philosophy is just fun, right? Like football is just fun, and it gives you escapism, or it's a way to let off steam, or just to socialize with people,
right?
But for her,